little young partners and things like that. Been in the game 2 years. You know what I mean? Started off just like me. I know a lot of y'all, when you started in the game, you came in the game with the game, but I didn't, and clearly he didn't either. But when I first came in the game, I was fucking like crazy. Yeah, I was having raw sex. I was sticking my dick up in pussy, raw dilla. You know what I mean? That's what should have been my name, Raw Dilla the P, because I was acting a fool, you know what I mean, in some pussy. I was doing things that I shouldn't have did. Young and stupid. Dumb as fuck. Fucking damn near every bitch, you know what I mean, that came through the door that was attractive that I was, you know what I mean, attentive to, you know what I mean, attentive to her physical appearance, you know what I mean, if she was light skinned or she was my complexion, you know, man, don't let her be dark skinned and thick as hell. But if that bitch money was right, and especially if she was right, if she was white, you know what I mean? If she was Caucasian, you know what I mean? Yeah, them two, the snow, oh man. When I first started, she either got fucked on the first day or the first week. Okay? You know what I mean? I know everybody gonna put on Oscar award performances as if they, you know what I mean, they was abstaining and nah, man, you know what I mean? When I first started, man, I used to make hoes wait about 180 days. About 180, man, before the bitch even get to hear me piss, man. You know, everybody extra pimpish, but that ain't how I started, okay? I was fucking. You know what I mean? I was. And I thought that my dick was a beautiful tool, and I thought that, you know what I mean, hey, I can use this. You know, this is a beautiful tool for my campaign, man. I'm about to be deep. I'm just not about to be deep in some pussy. I'm about to fuck around and get deep around this motherfucker. But no, I had to learn the hard way, you know what I mean, that number one, because I didn't get taught by books. I didn't get taught by movies. I got taught by consequences, by the game spanking my ass, you know what I mean, for the stupid shit that I did when I first started in the game, man. You know what I mean? Period. You know what I mean? Period. When I first started in the game, you know what I mean, I came in the game retarded, and that's why I ended up running into gonorrhea. So it wasn't no surprise to me when he told me that he ran into herpes. Young man been in the game 2 years and already got herpes. Already got herpes. I appreciate the Most High for his mercies abiding on my life and not subsiding on my life. You know what I mean? His first 2 years in the game, he already got herpes. He's already got herpes. And see, some of y'all, you don't even study about sexually transmitted diseases because you feel like you're untouchable. You feel like you can't be touched. You feel like it'll never happen to you. Oh man, you know what I mean? You know, man, that's for the mother niggas, man. You know what I mean? That shit ain't gonna happen to me. Because as you keep going in the game, you start feeling like you God. And then God gotta show you, nigga, you ain't God. Okay? Whether by incarceration, a bad situation, but he gotta show you, you know what I mean, that you're not God. You're not untouchable. That you can be touched. You can be fucked with. Okay? And the young man told me, he said, P, I didn't even want to call you, man, and you know what I mean, and let you know, bro, but I got herpes. I said, man, you know, like I said, and you know, a lot of y'all be like, man, he cried. Yeah, he cried. He cried. Because his background is similar to mine. He come up in the church and you know what I mean, and got some family, you know what I mean, and different auxiliaries within, you know, different congregations and things like that. You know what I mean? So he never would think that herpes, you know, he would come in contact with herpes. And I told y'all this video is too important. I know it's late at night, but please hit the share button. Share this on Facebook and Instagram. We need young people to see this video. Young people need to see this video. Hit that like button so it can be recommended. The more likes, the more recommendations for young and old people to see this. This might save somebody. This might help somebody abstain, you know what I mean, from sex, you know what I mean, preventing a situation that might come. Get this out to people, please. Bullshit is shared every day. Fights is shared every day. Twerking is shared every day. You know what I mean? This game needs to be shared every day. So, you know what I mean? After he finished crying and things like that, and you know what I mean, I'm ministering to him and things like that, you know what I mean, listening to him. He just, you know, of course, he feel like, you know, his life is pretty much fucked up. And see, he even remembered it was another live video that I did when a young woman had told me that she was pretty much born with it, and she ended up turning on and turning out to the game, you know, in high school with her boyfriend, and she ended up giving herpes to him, and they have herpes, and she's doing dates with herpes, and he's campaigning for other bitches, you know, with herpes in his body. And what's so fucked up that a lot of y'all don't know is that you can have herpes and not have the symptoms. Okay? You can have herpes. Some of y'all might just have herpes in your body right now. You might have herpes in your body right now. You think just because you don't have the symptoms that you are right. You can have some herpes in your body right now and you don't even know it. Oh, I thought when you got herpes, you know, genital warts be showing everywhere. You can have herpes in your body right now and don't even know it. Some of these women are going to clubs. Some of them fine, attractive women that you see in the club on Friday and Saturday night. You know what I mean? You remember that bitch that was dancing? Big ass, big titties. You know what I mean? Dancing to the music. And your dick got hard. Talking to my squares. And you just wanted her so bad. She was the finest thing in the club. There's a chance, a big chance, that that woman that you just felt like you had to have or was the most attractive woman in the club, it's a great chance that she had herpes. Judging by the percentages, it's a good chance that she had herpes. Just because you don't see symptoms of it, that don't mean that that bitch didn't have it. You don't got time, man. It's a cold, cold world out here. You need to be careful who you bless, you know what I mean, with yourself. I told you guys that you got to treat yourself like a trophy. I told you that you got to treat yourself like a championship. I told you about the time when I was in Minnesota, fresh out of prison, in shape, coming in Minnesota, campaigning for some snow. I told you about that time, and you know, me and Freeze, we had got out the club, and we had ended up talking to these little broads, and you know what I mean? I ended up taking the broad back to my room. Now, because my intentions is to pimp, because I'm fresh out of prison, and all I cared about was knocking me a new bitch. That's all I cared about. I didn't want to sit up there, you know what I mean? I wasn't even thinking about sex. I'm thinking that I ain't got no motherfucking house. I ain't got no car. I barely got nothing. I barely got a week's worth of clothes. So I'm not even thinking about fucking right now. She was. She thought we was coming back to the room for me to sit up there and put her legs above her head. But that was not the case. So, of course, she's seducing me. And she's saying, giving me all of these compliments. You know what I mean? Letting me know that she, you know, she ready. But I denied her. And the reason for me denying her was because of what happened in my history. Number one, what happened in your history, P? Me having gonorrhea, which I'm going to speak about that. I came in contact with gonorrhea. And thank God that it was that little minor problem and not them giant problems that some of y'all and you in the comment section and those in the future going to have to come in contact because you did not take heed to this game. This game has sent me here to be a watchman to you, to sound the trumpet, to sit up there and give warning before destruction. Some of you don't have no diseases in your body, but because you're going to be disobedient to this game in the future, you're going to have a disease in your body because you didn't take heed to this game when this game came to you. Some of y'all going to have it in your body. Some of you going to go to the clinic. Some of you going to have to go through the hospital. Some of you going to go through some life changes because you didn't take heed to the game when it came your way. You're going to have to go through some unnecessary bullshit just because you didn't take heed to this game tonight. I'm telling you the truth. But I ended up denying her and letting her know that, I appreciate, the compliments and things like that. But, no, baby, I really just wanted to bring you to the room and, chop it up, woo, woo. And I denied her. And by me denying her pussy, it had her so mentally fucked up that she didn't know what the fuck to do. She didn't know what the fuck to do. And she became so mentally fucked up that she was compelled to tell me the truth. She said, I can tell that you different. I'm not going, I ain't going to do you like that, but I had to let you know I got herpes. She told me, I have to let you know that I got herpes. Now, if I didn't have the mentality of abstaining from going inside some pussy until I sit up there and pimp up, playing it according to the rules and regulations, keeping my dick in my pants and my pimping out my mind, into her ears, then Simple could have had herpes. But I was saved by the mercies of God and the goodness of this game. That's why it's good to follow the rules of the game. The game saved my life. For if it had not been for the mentality that I had, that the game had given me, if it had not been for them experiences that I had in my previous years, I would have had herpes in my body. But the game saved my black ass. And that's why I love the game. That's why I could never turn my back on this game. No matter what transition that I make in life, I could never shit on this game because it was because of the mentality that the game gave me that saved my motherfucking life. For if I had thought the way that I used to think back in 2007, back in 2008, I would have had herpes. But because I evolved, and because the more game had came, because the game had elevated me mentally, I didn't go inside her pussy. And that's the reason why I don't have herpes to this day. This game has been good to me. So when you hear me say that the game has been good to me, just know it ain't no cliche. It ain't a cliche at all. I'm not just saying it to tickle your fantasy or tickle your little pussy. I'm saying it because it's real. From life experiences, this game saved my ass. So I could never shit on this game. No matter what transition that I make in life, I could sit up there years from now, if I was a bishop, a pastor, a motivational speaker, or whatever I end up being later in life, I could never shit on this game because this game saved my ass. The game is good. So when you hear me say, I'm so thankful for this game, or when I say, God, thank you for this game, know what I'm saying. I'm not speaking in carnality. I'm speaking in spirituality because it's the game. It's the game that he gave me that saved my ass, man. I'm supposed to have herpes right now, but because of the game that he gave me and the mentality that I gained from the game, I did not gain that disease. Saved by the game. If we was in church right now, I'd tell you to lean over to your neighbor and say, nigga, saved by the game. But moving right along, you know what I mean? Because like I told you guys, just going back to that situation, the young woman that I had got herpes from, was a young lady, that, some of y'all remember, in the beginning of my career, hold on for a minute. Hold on, I gotta make sure everybody comments showing. But my first little bride was Samoan. And you know how Samoans is. Any of you ever had a Samoan bitch? I don't know. But most of the Samoan bitches I had, they was overtly freaky. Extremely freaky. You know what I mean? Love to have sex. Love some dick. You know what I mean? They love big things. You know what I mean? Samoans love dick. I ain't met one Samoan bitch that didn't love a handsome black man, you understand me, with good conversation, smell good, and some dick. All of them love it. They love it. But this one particular Samoan that I had gotten, that was born and raised from Cali, yeah, I pretty much, when I had got the first time I seen her, she was with my brother. Because I'm just telling you the truth. You know what I mean? I seen her with my brother, and anybody that know my brother ain't got nothing to do with the pimping. My brother's a known blood in Vegas. My father's son. Look just like me, but just tall. Just taller. You know what I mean? Hold on. He got about, bro got like a good almost 3 inches on me. He's like 6'5". But check it out. You know what I mean? When I seen the bride, you know what I mean, she was looking at me, real lustful then. So I always said in my mind, if the game had blessed me with another opportunity to see that bitch, I was gonna have that bitch. And I did. So, you know what I mean? Make a long story short, I didn't know she was burning though. And the nigga that she got burnt from, before I ended up, having her and turning her out to the game, was one of my partners. This nigga used to sing and rap and all this shit, but yeah, he was touching quite a few pussies. So he was burning too. He had gonorrhea too. So when the bitch ended up burning me, because, by me never being on drugs and by me being clean and shit like that, it showed up in my body before hers. So, you know what I mean? I got this motherfucking gonorrhea. You know what I mean? I got all this different shit up in my motherfucking drawers and shit. You know what I mean? All these different Power Ranger colors and shit. All up in my motherfucking, all these discharges and shit. I'm just keeping it real. I got to give it to you the way that it is. I can't sugarcoat nothing. I know some of y'all like, shit, yeah. You know what I mean? And at first, I was so embarrassed, to actually go, to the damn hospital because of the way I came up and my reputation and things like that. I was ashamed. I was ashamed to tell my mother, to tell my grandmother, to tell my best friends that I was out here just, just out here burning. And it got to the point where I had to go to the hospital simply because the pain was just too much. It was just too much. The pain was just too much, man. I had to go. And the example I give you, because this is real shit, me and Freeze sitting in the car, and like I kept telling people, whenever Freeze sees some titties or some ass, whenever he see a thick ass bitch, Freeze always, God damn, look how thick this bitch is. And this bitch thick as hell. Shit. And immediately when Freeze did it, I should never have done it. But when Freeze said it, I looked at that ass, I looked at them legs, and immediately my dick said, I got hard as a motherfucker. But when I got hard, I was in pain, man. Because every time my dick would get on hard, I was in pain. Every time my dick would get on hard, man, I would want to cry. You understand me? Because, man, I'm burning, man. That shit was burning. So I said, man, fuck this, man. Fuck my pride. Fuck my arrogance, man. I can't do this shit no more. I gotta go. You know what I mean? I'm tired of this, man. I'm tired of this shit. You know what I mean? So I go to the hospital and embarrassed like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? Of course, I had told my mother and my grandmother, they quoting scriptures. Anybody know, remember my mother and grandmother, those were my best friends. We talked about everything. And it was like, Philip, what profit a man to gain the whole world but lose his only soul? Look how the devil got you out here, baby. The devil got you with different colors in your drawers. You just out here burning. You know what I mean? See, the devil, he always show you one side. He show you the green side of the grass, baby. But he didn't show you the other side, you know what I mean, that you was going to have gonorrhea. Now here you is, coming in this pimp game, messing with all of these little hoes. You know what I mean? But he didn't tell you, baby, that one of them girls was going to have gonorrhea. Oh, yeah. He didn't tell you that, huh? You know what I mean? And where's your slick talk now? Now you're burning. Now you got different color in your drawers, baby. You know what I mean? You done left God, you done backslid it, and you just in them streets with all them different colors in your drawers. The devil got you cheap, baby. He getting your soul for cheap. You just in the streets just burning. And all I could do was listen. You know what I mean? All I could do was listen. I couldn't fight it. I couldn't give a rebuttal to that. I couldn't give a reply to that because that was my mother. That's my grandmother. You know what I mean? So just to keep it all the way real, all I could do is just, listen. So when I go to the hospital, I never forget. You know what I mean? I finally come up in there. She said, listen, baby, I can tell just by, you know what I mean, the way you look, the way you sound and everything, that you never even been through this type of experience. And that's good because I don't want you to go through this experience ever again. You know, I can guarantee you the girl that gave you that disease, she from Cali, ain't she? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, you got to be careful, baby. No disrespect. I'm not saying all of them, but them Cali girls, they be burning. So, my wisdom, I'm listening to her, but you know what I mean? There's burning bitches everywhere. Burning bitches is omnipresent. But she said, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna give you the medication, but I want you to know that you got to go at least 2 weeks. Can't have no sexual contact at all. I say, ma'am, after you give me the medication, if you could just make this stop hurting, it's gonna be longer than 2 weeks, I swear. And she sat up there, Medicare. I'll never forget, man. I'll never forget when that lady sat up there, man, and took that Q-tip, and she sat up there and opened up my dick mouth, the mouth of my dick, and she sat up there and stuck that motherfucking Q-tip up in my dick and began to turn. Oh my God. You know what I mean? And the discharges, my Lord. Like the people say in church, my Lord, oh my God. That's just what, or you ever heard on social media when somebody get their ass was like, oh my God. Yeah, it was one of those. Yep. Soon as she sat up there, put that Q-tip in, oh my God. It was one of them motherfuckers, man. You know what I mean? So after that, I made up my mind, man, that I ain't, man, listen, I'm good. I'm good, man. I am good. You know what I mean? The bitch, of course, I made